Hello and welcome. My name is Asaf and this is Mastering Rhythm with Konnakol. Welcome back. In this clip we're going to talk more about Tadigin-adom and its variable uses in traditional Konnakol. In the previous two videos we've spoken about Tadigin-adom as a group of 5, but also in the last video about Tadigin-adom. So Tadi, gap, Gin-adom, which makes a Tadigin-adom, which is previously a 5, into a 6. Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom. Then we're introducing one gap. In this video we're going to take it a little further and speak about how a Tadigin-adom can become a 7. And we do that traditionally by introducing two gaps in between the syllables. So it goes like this: ta, and then a gap, and then di, and then a gap, and then a gi, and then na, and then dom. So together we have ta, di, gi, na, dom. Ta, di, gi, na, dom. Ta, di, gi, na, dom. Now I would recommend that you watch the previous two videos about the 5 Tadigin-adom and the 6 Tadigin-adom before you practice the exercise in this video, as this one is a little bit more advanced. So what we're going to do now, as we did in the previous two clips, is to try and fit 3 times 7, or you can also say 3 times Tadigin-adom, 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 in the end of an 8-beat cycle, where each beat is divided into 4, or you can also say takadimi, or you can also say 16th note. So just let's recap how we did it with the 5 and also with the 6, and then move on to the 7. So for the 5, Tadigin-adom, we had 3 times Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adoms, which is 15 altogether, and we fitted it in the end of an 8-beat cycle like that. Takadimi takajono, takadimi takajono, Tadigin-adom, 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 takadimi takajono, takadimi kajono, Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom ta. And also we did that with the Tadigin-adom, or the 6, and it sounded like that. Takadimi takajono, takadimi ta, Tadigin-adom, 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 takadimi kajono, takadimi ta, Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom ta. And again, if you're having some trouble doing this right now, please watch the previous two clips where I break these compositions down. So let's get back to the 7. So we know that the 7 is Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom, Tadigin-adom. So we have 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. But we have to measure that against the number 32. 32 is the total number of syllables we have in an 8-beat cycle, where we divide each beat into 4, takadimi. So takadimi, 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 takadimi. So now what we want to do is to fit those 3 Tadigin-adoms, or 3 7s, which is 21 altogether, in the end of the 8-beat cycle, so that in the end of the last Tadigin-adom, or the 3rd Tadigin-adom, the next syllable will hit the beat 1 of the next cycle. And let me first show it to you, and then we'll break it down. 1, 2, 3. Tadigin-adom, 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 ta. 2, 3. Tadigin-adom, 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 ta. 2, 3. Tadigin-adom, 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 ta. So the first thing we want to do is to find out the rhythmic location, or in other words, the place where we need to start the ta di ginadom. The first syllable of the ta di ginadom, we need to know where to start it in order that, again, we reach the first beat of the next cycle after 3 times ta di ginadom. So let's again look at the math. We have a 32, which is the total sum of syllables in an 8-beat cycle. And we have 21, which is the total amount of syllables in 3 times 7. Now 32 minus 21 is 11. That means that we will have to wait 11 syllables and start the ta di ginadom on the 12th syllable. So the 12th syllable will be our rhythmic location. And an exercise I would recommend doing before you do the whole composition is just marking with the syllable ta, the first syllable of the ta di ginadom, the rhythmic location, where we need to start. Okay? And I'll give you a clue. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, ta. 1, 2, 3, ta. 1, 2, 3, ta. And as you noticed, the rhythmic location comes 1/16th note before beat 4, or before this finger here, the middle finger. 1, 2, 3, ta. 1, 2, 3, ta. And so on. And a good idea might be to pause this video and to practice this exercise, internalizing the rhythmic location. Okay, next we're going to look at the rhythmic placements and junction points. So let's look first at the first 2 syllables, ta and di. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, ta, di. You might have noticed that the 4th beat, marked by the middle finger, is placed in between the syllables ta and di. 1, 2, 3, ta, di. And again, this is what we call rhythmic placement. Let's move forward. 1, 2, 3, ta, di, ginadom. And here you might have noticed that the syllable na falls exactly at the same time as the 5th beat, the clap. Okay, and this is what we call a junction point. And let's move even forward. 1, 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di. Okay, di meets the 6th beat. And forward. 1, 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Okay, the syllable dom will meet the 7th beat. And moving forward. 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta. Okay, the syllable di is placed just before the 8th beat. Di, like this. 1, 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta. Okay, let's do this a few times in a slow tempo, just to practice. 1, 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta. 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta. 2, 3. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta, di, ginadom. Ta. And again, this is a good time to pause the video and practice this a few times, so you get used to the placements and the junction points. It's a very important thing to internalize those placements and junction points, this in turns will really develop a sense of security within the rhythm, within the clapping and within the cycle. So next what we're going to do is fill up the gap between the first beat to the rhythmic location, which will be the 12 syllables. So we have 11 syllables to fill up. And in this case, we can do something like taka di mi taka jono. This is the syllable group for 8, very traditional, very often very used in Konnakol, plus takita, which is a 3. So we have 8 plus 3 equals 11. So taka di mi taka jono takita. And this will be the filling up. Like this. Taka di mi taka jono takita ta di gina dom ta di gina dom ta di gina dom taka di mi taka jono takita ta di gina dom ta di gina dom ta di gina dom taka di mi taka jono takita ta di gina dom ta di gina dom ta di gina dom ta. We can also make that takita a gap, so we can make the takita a tangu. Remember in one of the first clips we spoke about takita. If we want to gap takita or make it a gap, we traditionally say tangu. T-A, then a gap or an, and then gu. Tangu. Like this. Taka dimbi, taka juno, tangu ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom taka dimbi, taka juno, tangu ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom taka dimbi, taka juno, tangu ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta. You can also isolate the ta in the takita, meaning just say the first syllable in the takita, so we'll have just ta in the place of takita. We avoid saying the ki and the ta, or in the place of the gap we avoid saying the gu. Okay, so just ta and 2 gaps, like this. Taka dimbi, taka juno ta, ta di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom taka dimbi, taka juno ta, ta di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom taka dimbi, taka juno ta, ta di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom taka dimbi, taka juno ta, ta di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta, di gina dom ta. So this was a short exercise to demonstrate one of the many uses of ta di gina dom in traditional Konnakol. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next clips. Please stay tuned. Please comment or ask me any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much and take care.